We're here with Faris Al-Sultan, 2005 winner of the Hawaii Ironman World Championship. Faris, how you doing?
I'm fine. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Thanks for spending a little time with me here in Munich. And we're real close to your home, right next door.
Yeah, exactly.
How's everything going? How's your training this year?
Well, I've had 2 years that weren't that good. I mean, the 4 big races that were there for me, like twice Ironman Frankfurt and 2 Hawaii races weren't going that well. And I hope that this year it will be better, of course. And training was mediocre during winter time, but for 2 months now, the training is well, and yeah, I'm on the right track.
Now, you do a lot of training in the UAE. How does that work? When do you go? When do you come back?
Well, usually I go through wintertime and springtime. Between November and April, Emirates are a perfect place to go. And I'm very happy that now that I've organized a new team and that Abu Dhabi is sponsoring that team. So the connection to the UAE will be even tighter than it was before.
Now, how does that work? I mean, you say you started a new team.
Yeah.
Well, what did that entail?
Well, like the Commerzbank team now, you know, people that have same equipment and same sponsors try to train together, but also give. The main aspect, of course, is to give the sponsor the opportunity to be seen at more races, as we don't cover that many races as Ironman athletes. Usually we have 2 or 3 really big races, and that gives you the opportunity to spread out a little more and try, you know, to advertise for the sponsor even better.
Mm-hmm. And so. How many team members are there?
At the moment we have 5 members, and 2 women and 3 men, and 1 guy who is in charge of the management.
And that's Werner Leitner?
Yeah, that's Werner Leitner, and an ex-pro, and he's going to do all the management tasks.
That's a little bit of a load off of your back.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it will be. At the moment, it's the case that Sven Sundberg, another pro who is on the team, me and Werner are sharing the work, and it's more work than I expected it to be, but it's also very exciting and very motivating. And so far we are still in the process of getting everything ready, but I hope that we will be 100% operable next year.
How are you able to bring a benefit to the Abu Dhabi Tourism Bureau through the triathlon team?
Well, the one thing is that we just spread out the name. Abu Dhabi is very interested in putting their name on the map, because everybody knows Dubai at the moment, but not so many people know about Abu Dhabi, and they want to be, you know, recognized. The other thing is that we try to attract other people that want to do triathlon and want to train to the UAE. I mean, I've been training there for 10 years now, so it obviously has to be some kind of good place, because otherwise I wouldn't be going there for so many years.
You won a world championship training there.
Yeah, and then of course they're about to organize a race. And the race will be promoted through the team as well.
How are you able to separate the two as far as getting your training done that you need in order to be ready for Hawaii at the end of the year?
Yeah, well, I think now we've reached a good level where Werner can take over more management tasks and and make it easier, make life easier for me. And as I said, for 2 months training is running well now, and I've been able to do what has to be done. I don't know whether it's already enough for Frankfurt, because 2 months of good training are of course nice, but 6 months are better. And but I'm confident that for Kona everything will be all right, and my shape will be at 100% where it should be.
Faris, every year you seem to do some kind of an endurance event outside of regular triathlon. This year you did an amazing mountain bike race in South Africa. Can you tell me a little bit about it and what you actually did?
Well, I raced the Cape Epic mountain bike stage race together with the Van der Leitner. It's a team race, and it was a magnificent experience. The country is beautiful, and the race itself is beautiful. It's very, very tough, and especially for somebody like me who has the power but not the technical skills of a good mountain biker. And I was basically suffering every day. I had several crashes. Thank God nothing bad happened, but it was a true experience. And you know, the commentator of many triathlon races, of many Ironman races, Mike Hamel, he's a former mountain bike pro, and he is one of the organizers of the race. That's how I knew about that race, and that's how the connection came. And actually, I'm very happy that you know, he mentioned that race to me, and that I decided to go there. On the other hand, of course, it took its toll on my body, and of course a lot of time to prepare and to recover. But it was definitely worth it.
That's, you know, a lot of times you hear people, they're like, how come this athlete doesn't do this other sport? How come they don't go and run a marathon? And a lot of people don't realize that when you race a marathon, it blows you out.
I mean, look at the great marathon runners. They usually run 2 marathons a year, and this is almost like a top Ironman athlete who has 2 great Ironmans a year. And if I run 2 additional marathons throughout the year, then you know, I'm just too tired to be exactly 100% at my main goals.
You're only racing a couple of races a year, and they're the big shows. So you show up, you're not racing a small race where you dominate everybody. Every once in a while you do. Malaysia last year.
Well, I didn't expect to be that good and to dominate the race in that way, but it just happened. Of course, I mean, it was a special situation, as I couldn't race in Kona, and I wanted to do it early on in another Ironman, you know, just for my head to prove that, okay, it's still working, I'm still there, and I still can do it.
You did it.
Yeah. Thank God, yeah.
As I was crawling along the street, I remember seeing you kind of lollygagging along on your last 10K. I mean, it looked like you were just basically just jogging.
Well, it wasn't that fast because it was so hot. But of course, it was a painful race. I mean, every Ironman that you race really hard, no matter what that hard means for you, whether you are an age grouper that has a personal best of 12 hours or a top pro who has 8 hours, it's always tough, you know, and it's just the distance is just tremendous. So, you know, you are going to suffer if you really want to race that.
Right.